2 years ago, we purchased our first home in the GTA area in Canada.
We are two city girls exploring what it's like to own a house and do a lot of work around it.
We have a really nice and beautiful backyard, so we're learning how to do a lot of things like gardening, taking care of our lawn, and a lot of other things.
Like renovations inside the house.
So in this channel, we're going to take you along on our journey of learning to make our home feel like home.
Stick with us to follow all the mistakes we make and all the lessons we learn from it.
Let's go!
In this video, we're going to take you along our journey of preparing our lawn for some planters and gardening.
So last summer, we decided to use some area behind our garage to do some gardening. Last year, we planted everything on the ground. No plan, no layout, no structure, just go with the flow kind of thing. And it was a disaster. Too many weeds, too many squirrels stealing our harvest. We've realized that we've made a lot of mistakes that we can fix this year.
So to avoid that this summer, we're carefully raking up and cleaning up all this area and getting rid of all the tiniest weeds. So this was the process that took several days for us because the weeds kept coming back. Some of them were pretty deep inside, so we wanted to make sure that we get rid of all the roots. Oh, hello there. This is Inspector Mars. No work happens without him. We also bought a couple of berry bushes last summer. This year they're doing pretty well, but some of them are getting a little long, so we want to make sure they have some support.
So we have a red and a black currant bushes, as well as blackberry and a gooseberry.
Next up, we had to get rid of all of these old wooden bars that were placed there God knows how long ago. They were all rotten and really not looking really good. Some of them were really hard to get out. They were literally falling apart.
And there's a ton of red ants, so I'm gonna go get a solution and try to get rid of them. There's a lot of them.
It was not a pretty sight. Basically, we removed all the wooden bars that we had all around our backyard. The goal here would be to place some edges so the weeds don't move over our garden. I have no clue what we're gonna do with all of this old wood. If you have any ideas, let us know. And this is what the final work looks like. So we cleaned everything from the weeds and we got rid of all the wooden stuff all around the little garden that we have. And there's a little bit more work to do, as you can see, but we'll get there in due time. Alright, so next up, we're gonna continue assembling our planters.
This year I decided to buy some raised garden beds and organize our garden a little bit better. First of all, to avoid weeds, because we had plenty of them last year, and just to make everything look nicer and cleaner. Raised beds are in general more convenient to work with.
So we've purchased two different types of planters. So this green planter is a bit of a sturdy one. We really liked assembling it.
I've done my research and I've realized that if you're doing wooden garden raised beds or metal raised beds, the price is almost the same. So in hopes that the metal raised beds would last a little bit longer, we went with the metal ones. It's a galvanized metal coated with paint. We'll see how long they last, time will tell.
Oh, hello there. This is Princess Luna. The inspector Mars is inspecting all the parts of the planter. So this planter is practically done. We're just screwing up the final bolts and also placing a rubber piece because the top of the planter does get a little bit sharp, so we want to make sure that the workable area is safe for everyone. There is lots of screwing involved in these planters. This is a plant called Show Off that we planted last year, but looks like it doesn't get enough sun. These are the pieces that help keep the planter intact and not collapse. Oh, hi Mars. Mars is getting bored. What you doing? What you doing? What you gonna do with that? Alright, one more planter's done.
I really enjoyed working with them. I assembled all of them on my own. One raised bed took me about an hour to assemble, just too many screws and bolts to work with.
We also have plenty of raspberries all around the area, so we purchased this home and it was a little bit messy, but the one thing that we're really grateful for is having a bunch of raspberry bushes all around the property. These are growing pretty long. Last summer was really hard to manage, so this year we got these nice little metal thingies that our neighbor actually gifted us. This is gonna help us get those raspberries go up. Now let's work on the final one. So this one is a different one. It's going to be longer and it's a slightly different brand because we couldn't find a longer version of the previous brand that we have. Let's see what we have through all of these layers of plastic. Yeah. This is clearly different. You can see how thin the piece of metal is. So we'll see how that actually comes out once we assemble. It looks rather flimsy. Mars is in a bit of a shock too. Alright, so let's see. There's definitely a lot more pieces to assemble and a lot of more screws to screw in here. This is a longer piece, but also it's slightly wider too and taller, so the pieces are a little bit harder to work with.
This one's taken forever, so Anastasia is helping me.
Lots of screws, as I said.
Okay, halfway there. So we'll have one raised bed. This is the longest one. This is a better design, I find. But then time will tell. What's the quality like? This is supposed to be galvanized coated metal from China, so we'll see.
Almost there. Inspector Cat is helping us. This is Mars telling us not to spread the garbage around our backyard.
I feel like all those brackets and structural supports and everything make it more sturdy, so I have high hopes.
We needed to take a break from all these screws. All right. Now let's see how it's gonna look like once installed. We're just measuring things up. We're not actually digging them into the ground, so that's gonna be our next video and our next day. Here we're just making sure that we got the sizes right. All right, let's measure things up. And this is approximately how our planter composition is gonna look like. We're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4 planters and one big long white one. We're gonna have different zones. We're gonna have a herb zone, a veggie zone, and a couple more. We haven't fully decided what's gonna go where. Let us know if you have some ideas, but this is what this is gonna look like.
What's left to do is even the ground a little bit more, cover it with the weed barrier fabric, cover it with mulch so it's pleasant to walk on and work with. Finally, we will be setting some bird cages to prevent birds, raccoons, squirrels stealing our berries and our harvest. That's another reason why we got the raised beds, because it's just more convenient to put some structure on top of them. We've already bought some harvest to plant, so stay tuned to see what we are planting and how.
Thank you for joining us on this journey of prepping our garden. See you next time.